From Georgie's absence throughout the season to Amy's decision to move on from Ty's death, these are the Heartland episodes and scenes that have generated the most controversy. Presently, the essayists and showrunners are to thank for the way that Heartland isn't especially disputable. They know how to make a great family drama with horses, romance, and found families. However, this doesn't mean that the show hasn't had its share of contentious moments. It has, in fact. There is no ideal show. If you are a fan of Heartland and have watched all 16 seasons, you will undoubtedly comprehend what I will discuss. First up is one of the show's most talked about moments: the unaccounted for absence of Georgie throughout the season. Georgie, played by Alicia Newton, has emerged as a fan favorite on Heartland. After all, we have all witnessed her development on the show. As a result, the fact that Georgie did not appear at all in season 15 of the show was somewhat disappointing. There was not a single moment or scene recorded on camera. In no official communication was her location or whether or not she was even on the show. Greetings, guys. Hey! So does Phoenix have a problem of some kind? Or on the other hand, has it finished? No, there's nothing wrong. One of the most darling characters had left without a solitary farewell, which stressed fans. In season 16, thankfully, Georgie finally showed up, and we learned why she had vanished. Upon her return, Georgie announced her retirement from show jumping. He thoroughly enjoyed Amy's leaping experience. That is indeed good news, isn't it? She expected to jump further into herself, discover a lasting sense of reconciliation with the way that she'll never show bounds from now on, and progress forward. Golden Marshall's Amy Fleming, notwithstanding, perceived that something was off. Finally, Georgie discovered that she recalled her mishap every time she showed hot. Georgie, you appreciate riding ponies and bouncing. That is already yours, and it will never go away. Georgie had decided to go to Brussels to work with a specialized trainer by the end of the season. He helped me through my accident and my recovery with cherishing no one else anytime could have kept my spirits high. Who knows how to help people who have been in terrible accidents get back into jumping? As a result, it is impossible to predict the outcome of this story. Will Georgie return in season 17 or remain absent for an additional season? Fans were extremely skeptical about Georgie's absence from season 15, primarily due to the fact that no one was aware of what was going on. This non-attendance was not examined either on or off the show. Fans anticipated the worst because this occurred shortly after a primary person's death, which we will discuss later. They also noted that Georgie's character, Alicia Newton, had also decided to end her time on the show. Thankfully, that was not the situation. However, fans may not learn about Georgie's upcoming plot until the 17th season, or not at all. Georgie was missing all through season 15 and just showed up in 2 episodes in season 16 when she returned. This could mean that, just like in the previous season, we only get to see Georgie in a small number of episodes in season 17, which would be terrible. However, they might feel a little bit better about Alicia Newton's absence from Heartland now that they are aware that she has other roles and jobs. Even if this is the case, however, it will still be disappointing not to see Georgie throughout the season. Obviously, Heartland's shortfall of Georgie isn't the main combative angle. I married. For a long time. You don't need to request that I wed you to perceive the amount I love you. Is this potentially the show's most antagonistic issue? Naturally, Ty Borden's passing. Because Graham Wardle decided he wanted to leave the show and change his life and career, the Heartland writers decided to end his role as Ty. Ty and Amy, after all, dated for the entire season. Particularly now that they had a kid, Ty wouldn't simply leave his significant other. Amy may never comprehend why I am fleeing right now. Until they chose to kill Ty, it became difficult to discount him. Ty succumbed to complications after being shot in season 14 of the show. Granddad, he's gone, and he won't be coming back. Which marked a significant turning point for the show because Ty had always been a consistent character. It's no large treat this scene and each second after Ty's shooting, and until his death, transformed into a piece questionable for fans. Despite everyone's admiration for Graham Wardle's desire to move on and try something new, saying goodbye to Ty was still difficult for many. In almost every way, Ty and Amy were the show's primary foundation. People loved seeing what this couple would do immediately, also whatever amount of they appreciated seeing them finally get together back when they were kids. Therefore, it was regrettable and somewhat dubious to witness Ty die and leave Amy and their daughter to continue her life without her father. Nobody likes to see their favorite character leave the show in the end. Due to Ty's death in season 14, the remainder of the season was pretty depressing. His joint pain keeps on existing. I prefer not to hurt him. Oh, gentle exercise won't hurt him. Even Amber Marshall concurred. When asked about it, Marshall appeared to be aware of how heartbreaking and contentious this exit was. She said that season 14 was very depressing. I need to concede that the Heartland family was simply broken by an occasion, which I'm certain you know about. Additionally, considering that this individual has been with us all for between 13 and 14 years, it caused us a little bit of pain as well. Marshall provided numerous explanations for the reasons why it was so challenging for some to acknowledge Ty's complete absence. Who enjoys saying goodbye to someone they had watched on television for 10 years? Over the course of the last few seasons, Amy and the other characters on Heartland have tried, which is clearly easier said than done, to move on and continue with their own lives following Ty's death. The show's next contentious scene is sparked by Amy's determination to make her daughter's life happy. Sometimes, when someone leaves suddenly, they leave a void. That's correct. We are discussing Amy's apparent readiness to continue. After Ty's death, Amy needed to deal with her grief first. She had lost her partner, the man she adored, her closest friend, and her child's father. A lot had to be done, but she started doing exactly that over time to deal with her grief. Even though she was still grieving, some fans thought she was moving on from Ty's death too quickly. As a result, the discussion was already underway. Furthermore, presently, following the past season, it is a profoundly petulant second. In the 16th season, Amy made it clear that she was ready to end her relationship. Fans were furious very quickly due to this storyline. Fans are as yet not exactly prepared to see Amy become hopelessly enamored with somebody who isn't Ty, in spite of the way that Ty won't without a doubt ever return to the show. It's anything but a heavenly return from the dead sort of show. It goes without saying that some fans will support Amy no matter what, but a lot of fans still have to deal with seeing her on her own without Ty. It gives the impression that Amy will sincerely carry on in the subsequent seasons. Whether this is with someone as of now on the show or with someone else that actually apparently can't be introduced, I'm uncertain. However, I have a feeling that a lot of fans will not be overly pleased with everything, regardless of who it is. A contentious plot point it remains. As the seasons progress and Ty's untimely death draws near, fans may come to accept Amy moving on. If Amy is paired with someone with whom she has great chemistry, this might be easier to accept. However, up until that point, it appears that some people will find this storyline difficult to accept and doubtful. Friends, that concludes it. Amy's abrupt departure from the show following Ty's death and Georgie's mysterious absence throughout the season were two of Heartland's most contentious episodes.